My next guest is an emotional healing coach. She helps women find natural and lasting healing from their anxiety, depression, and anger. Please welcome Amanda Wallace. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I am here today with Amanda Wallace. Hey, girl.
Hey, so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you on. Thank you so much for doing this. I cannot wait to dive deeper into your story, who you are, what you do, why you're doing what you're doing. So feel free to take us on this journey with you.
Okay, so I'll introduce myself. Obviously, I'm Amanda Wallace. You just introduced me. I am an emotional healing coach. I work with women to help them heal painful emotions at the core. So that means that anxiety, depression, irritability, rage, even fatigue, and a little touch on PTSD as well. I work with women to help get to the root of them and heal them naturally and permanently.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I mean, your clients are just so lucky to have you for sure.
Yeah, I love my clients too, so I'm lucky to have them.
Yeah. So what brought you to this line of work?
I spent 12 years in the nursing field, and so there's a few things that brought me to like where I'm at, and a little bit of it was my dislike for like Western medicine, constantly throwing medication at people and then like brushing them off and not helping them heal. And then the other part of it is I also struggled with addiction. I was in a very violent relationship on and off for 12 years. And then when I got clean, I married and had a third child. After my third child, my emotions were everywhere. And a little bit was because of my past history, and a little bit was because of what was going on currently in my life. And I had got to a point where my anxiety and depression had overcome me to a point where I became angry and full of rage. And I became desperate to find a way to heal. And I had searched, I had gone to therapy, I had tried the medications, I had, read books, and through doing all these things, I eventually found what worked. And once I overcame all of these emotions and all of these struggles and finally got to experience what true happiness and peace is, I felt a calling to help every other woman that is out there that's struggling the same way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is so, so good. Thank you so much for opening up and sharing that with us. I love when we can get vulnerable and deep, and I know this is going to help a lot of people listening. So have you worked with entrepreneurs as well?
Yeah, so I work with like I said, I work with women specifically, most of which are between like the 35 to like 65 age range. A lot of them are entrepreneurs, not all of them, but a lot of them are, because I found that as like women, like a lot of female entrepreneurs are also mothers that like stay at home with their kids. And because of this, these emotions that I once felt
Mm-hmm.
also are very relatable to a lot of female entrepreneurs. So that's who I tend to attract, and it's really enjoyable to be able to work with other female entrepreneurs because we get to share different perspectives on things as well.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. And what would you say is like the biggest concern, or like what type of questions or situations do you find yourself helping these women in particularly?
Uh, so two major things come to mind when you ask that. What I find is that these women, the women that I work with, tend to neglect their physical health.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean they're busy, they're busy being a mom and a housewife and a business owner, and we tend to push ourselves off, and this contributes to all of these emotions like massively. If our physical body is not getting the proper nutrients that it needs, it cannot thrive. And these emotions start to overwhelm us because of chemical reactions and hormonal imbalances that then occur. So that's huge, is like physical health. And then the other thing is mindset. So like after we get, your physical well-being up to par, then it comes down to changing the mindset. Your mind can't respond properly unless your body is first healed. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
totally.
Okay. So those are like the two biggest issues. And of course we dig deeper into, what the specific emotions are that they're dealing with, but those are the two biggest things that I work with all of my clients.
I love that. So what would you say like is the first thing you look at when you work on mindset?
It comes to, what are your, daily habits? How are you inspiring yourself
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis? What are the negative thoughts that are coming into your brain? Well, why are these negative thoughts coming into your brain? And so it's a process of creating, motivation, creating overall life balance, and changing the way that we think and talk to ourselves.
Yeah, that one is huge. I still work on that every single day.
Well, and it's always a process for everybody.
Yeah. So, what would you say is like one of your greatest accomplishment, either in your life or your business, that you're just so proud of and that you would like to share with us today?
Well, honestly, I'd have to say the fact that, I overcame my addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not for that, I wouldn't be where I am today. Not only, like I have a beautiful home, a beautiful family, and I have a business that I love so much. And none of this would be possible had I not overcome my addiction.
Yeah, that is so powerful. I mean, you must have lots of people, that look up to you who are like, "Wow, she did this. She's so inspiring." And do you have like a story to share where, you've gone through all you've gone through and you just felt like you wanted to help others, maybe like become like that person who overcomes these hardships in their lives? Like, have you ever had that type of connection with someone?
Like I have gone through these things, I remember very clearly what it was like when, I was sleeping outside and like couldn't eat for days on end. You know, I remember very clearly what it was like after I started to get my life together a little bit, and I would like drop to my knees in absolute tears because I couldn't handle the way that I was
Mhm.
feeling anymore. And I remember very clearly when I got to that point of freedom,
Mm.
having this burning desire, this calling deep within in the pit of my chest, telling me that there are women out there that you need to
Mm.
help. So no, not specifically anyone. However, the women that I've worked with, like I feel a very strong
Mhm.
connection to them. And so like their struggles are, deep to me, and they are my struggles as well. And like, I need to help women because I know that there's a better way and I want them to know this.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love that. So good. So what would you say was like the key for you to become that woman and become that person that wants to help others and wants to help them get better?
Well, I have always had like that caregiver personality,
Yeah.
hence like my nursing career. Like I've always had that calling to like help people, but like I think what really brought it on, like with where I'm at today, is because after I started to heal my own emotions. See, there are a lot of where I live, there are a lot of stay-at-home moms that I come in
Mhm.
contact with. And what I found is that like a lot of them are struggling like the same way that like I was. And once I started to feel better about it and I realized that all these other people were still struggling, that's when I knew that I had a purpose. That's when I knew that there were a lot of other women out there that, needed healing
Mhm.
in the same way.
So I ask this to everyone who comes on the podcast, and I'm curious to know your answer. What does being a powerful leader mean to you?
All right, let me put this in perspective as to my personal life, right? So like as a leader in my own personal life and within my business, I lead by example. I lead by showing that I have, been there and I'm continuously doing the things that, I'm asking my clients to do. I'm showing them that way. And I'm standing firm in
Mm,
my convictions and with
yes.
integrity.
Yeah, integrity is everything. I love that. So, do you have, any last piece of wisdom you'd like to share with the audience today?
Just that I know that especially in like this crazy world, like the world is getting crazy the
Yeah.
past few years. And I know that anxiety, depression, fatigue, overwhelm, stress, these are things that we all struggle with, but they do
Mhm.
not have to become a way of life.
Mm.
There are ways to heal these at the core
Mhm.
without having to be on medication, without having to go through therapy for years. And that's not to say that if that does, if that works for you, that that's not the right way. What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be that way. There is a way to heal permanently and
Mhm.
naturally. And that's my message. I just want every woman out there struggling to know that.
Yes, there's always hope. There's always somewhere to go to get that support.
And they're never alone. You never have to heal alone, and you never have to go through these things alone.
Exactly. Ah, this is so good. Thank you so much for sharing that. So where can people go to connect with you further in the online space?
So the easiest way to find me is through Facebook. I just search Amanda Wallace. You'll see a smiling picture of me. And I have a group for women called Manifesting Tranquility. It also, I mean, it's connected to my main profile, so it's easy to find. In that group, we offer a lot of free like tips and tricks, to help overcome certain emotions. And there's a great support system in there. So I highly recommend that people check that out.
Yes, go in Amanda's group. She's awesome. Thank you so much again for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.